everybody, Chris the old ass retro gamer here, doing a little impromptu live stream tonight. So I was watching Radical Reggie last night on his channel. He was doing like a live stream where he was just chatting with people, and I was like, I haven't done that probably since hit my 5 year mark last year, or the year before. And I was like, hey, maybe we should do that again. It's everybody's social distancing. Why not do that type of thing again? What's up, Charlie? How's it going, man? So I said, let's just throw something together real quick. Do a little live stream. Do a little chit-chatting. So how's everybody doing in the Illinois area? Supposedly this upcoming Friday, we're going to start lightening up on the lockdown type thing. So restaurants are going to start reopening, limited. Some of the non-essential stores and businesses are going to start reopening in a limited capacity. Like they're only going to allow a certain amount of people inside the stores. You're going to be required to wear a mask. The restaurants, I don't think you're going to be able to eat inside the restaurant. You'll be able to eat outside, like on the patios. Some places are even talking about cordoning off sections of the streets, so they can put tables and stuff in the streets so people can eat at the restaurants. I don't think that's going to work. But I'll just, if I need to order food from a restaurant, I'll just, do takeout, whatever. I would really like half-price books to reopen again. I miss going to, like, stores and just browsing things. I guess that's my big thing. I can still go to, like, the Target or Walmart or something like that and look at the electronics section, browse the movies, the games, whatever. But I miss going to stores and just browsing. I'm sick of ordering stuff off eBay. But how's I'm doing okay, Charlie. Hope everything's going okay at your neck of the woods. Been working. I'm considered an essential worker, so I'm expected to go to work every single day, like nothing had happened, even though they split our shifts completely. So doing more work on my shift now kind of sucks, and it's tiring me out, and it's stopping me from doing the things I want to do because I don't have any energy to do them when I get home because I've expended all that energy at work. Kind of sucks. But play games when I can. Been watching a lot of movies. That are like outside my normal wheelhouse type of things just to keep entertained. Not a fan of the musicals. Been watching a couple of musicals lately. I watched Fiddler on the Roof last night, something I've never seen before, and I actually kind of enjoyed it. Still playing games when I can. I tried streaming the Iron Man VR demo. What was that, Friday night after work? And for some reason, like, the audio went through, but the video didn't on Twitch. So I remember, Charlie texted me. He was like, "This is all I see," and it was like the little thing that pops up when you're turning your stream off, the little icon jumping screen. So that didn't work. So I still need to go over there and take that video down. Because there's nothing to watch. But I played through the Iron Man VR demo twice on Thursday after I streamed my PSVR collection live stream on YouTube. Played through it twice. It is fantastic. I've had that game pre-ordered since I think December on Amazon, and it got delayed for about a month. It's coming out it's coming out in July 3rd now. It was supposed to come out in June. Got delayed for about a month. But the demo is fantastic. It's like a training level where it gets you used to the flying mechanics and some light combat. And then there's an actual... You play the first stage of the game after that, which is your airplane is under attack by the new villain that's been introduced, which I think I already have figured out, because why would they put a specific piece of information in the game if they weren't going to use it later? Kind of like the way in movies when you cast a really well-known actor in a nothing part, they're usually going to end up being the villain by the end. But there's a lot of combat in that, and a lot of flying. It's extremely fun. I cannot wait for the full game to come out. It was goofy. But I've played through that demo like 3 times now, the third time being on the stream that didn't go through. I also downloaded a couple of other demos. I downloaded one for Spider-Man Far From Home. I guess it came out last summer to go alongside with the movie. And it's like a VR Spider-Man game. It's not really like a game. It's just shooting webs on buildings and you can't really swing, you can't really climb. It's really shitty. The graphics are absolutely terrible, like PS2 looking graphics, I guess, and it just doesn't work. It's just a piece of fluff that was supposed to promote the movie. It's garbage. I deleted that off my PS4 almost immediately after I played it. There's also, I downloaded, I didn't realize that there was a PSVR game of Space Channel 5, which was a Dreamcast game. It was kind of like a rhythm game. I haven't tried that out yet, but a rhythm game in VR sounds interesting. If they can get Beat Saber to work in VR, why not that? Like I said, I haven't had a chance to try it. I'll probably try it tonight after I'm done streaming. Haven't really been buying a lot of games either. I don't know if I'm going to be doing a video game collection live stream for May at the end of the month because I really haven't been spending money. I've been, can't really go out and do any spending. eBay, people on eBay are just like jacking their prices up. So I haven't really been buying anything. I got one game that I ordered from Play Asia in the mail, and one that I had pre-ordered a long time ago should be showing up on Monday, or tomorrow, according to Amazon. And I think that's pretty much it. I haven't really been doing much spending, so there's really not much to talk about. So I might just skip May and just do a May-June combo at the end of the next month. So that's what's going on with me. What's going on with all of you? So I throw the topics out there for you guys. What shall we talk about? One thing I will say I miss the most about the way that everything is right now is I miss going to the movie theater a lot. I miss going to see movies. Last movie I saw in the theater was the re-release of King Kong. I guess they did like an anniversary screening for like one weekend. Was it Fathom Events? Put it in like the Regal theaters. I don't know about AMC's, but yeah, a couple of friends and I went and saw the original King Kong in the theater. And it was really cool. I'd never seen the movie all the way through. And it was pretty damn good. It still holds up. I mean, yeah, it's, old and dated in a lot of ways, but I think the story still holds and the acting is still pretty decent and all that, so I enjoyed it. And then, like, 2 days before that, I'd gone to see Bloodshot, the Vin Diesel superhero movie, in 4DX. And they were shooting smoke in the theater and shooting wind at my face and stuff like that. There was no water squirting, but it was cool. I mean, the movie was all right. I mean, I didn't think it was great. I wish they I wish they cast someone else as the main character, someone other than Vin Diesel, because the guy needs to be skinnier and kind of lankier and kind of wiry. And I wish they kept him looking more like the character does in the comic books, which I thought was kind of stupid. But if it's starting off a Valiant Comics universe or cinematic universe, it's a decent start. I really think they need to do an XO Man of War movie if they want to really kick it off in a good way. But it could have been worse. But it's available on streaming now, so there's that. It's a great mental escape on top of getting out of the house. Damn straight. That's what I do when I've had a bad day at work and I need to decompress. I'll just go to the movie theater and see something. Can't really do that anymore. And I don't feel like dropping $20 to watch a movie once. I was gonna, like, when the whole thing started happening with the shutdown and the theaters closing down, and they were gonna release like all those theatrical movies that were gonna come out theatrically, like on streaming and all that, like The Invisible Man and what was that other horror movie? The Hunt. I was gonna rent them until I saw that they were charging $20 to rent them, and I wasn't gonna spend $20 on a movie. I mean, like, I go on Tuesday nights when it's discount day, and I pay like $10. So I'm not spending $20 on a movie I'm going to be able to watch once. Unless it's something that I love so much, I'm going to buy a copy of it so I can watch it again and again. But to be able to watch the movie one time for $20, no. So I haven't rented any of these theatrical movies that have been coming out digitally. There really hasn't been much worth watching anyway. I mean, I know they put Bloodshot up on the streaming services. They put the new Valley Girl remake, I think, is up, and I have no interest in seeing that. I wanted to see Invisible Man. I wanted to see The Hunt. I know they had like Trolls World Tour, and that was like a huge success. I know someone's getting sued over it too. I think Universal's getting sued over it by the theater chains, which is kind of silly. The new Scooby-Doo movie came out digitally like a week ago. No thanks. I was curious what they were going to do with Black Widow, because that was like the one movie that was coming up that I was really, really excited about. Other than like the Fast and the Furious 9 or whatever it was, that got delayed until next year for some reason. Just release it in the fall or the winter, like before Christmas. Don't a whole year, really. Yeah, but Black Widow and Fast and the Furious 9 were the only movies I was really looking forward to that were coming up in the next couple of months, and those are, I don't even know what is happening with Black Widow. What's up, Peter? How's it going? Doing good, doing good. Just chit-chatting a little bit. Yeah, Disney, I think Disney was saying that they were going to put Black Widow possibly on Disney Plus, but that didn't happen. Instead, they put, what was it, Onward, which had just been like theatrically, a week before the whole shutdown thing. Onward was theatrically released, and they ended up putting it on Disney Plus, and I watched it there, and I thought it was just okay. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Black Widow. I know they've delayed the development of like the new Captain America, Doctor Strange, and I don't know what's going on with the Eternals now. That was supposed to come out in like the fall, I think, and they haven't said anything that's going on with that. But they said that they need to keep everything in order to make this new, Chapter 4 or Series 4 of the MCU make sense. Black Widow has to be released first. That people have to see that before they see Eternals. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. Yeah, Tenet looks awesome. I don't know what is going on in those trailers that make it look like there's sort of like a time travel-y type of thing going on, or like people can control time or something, but it looks interesting. I'll always give Christopher Nolan the benefit of the doubt when it comes to his films. I've only disliked a small handful of them. But Tenet looks interesting. They're still saying it's coming out in July. I don't know how they're going to do the movie theater thing. They've already lessened the amount of seats in each movie theater by installing like the ones with the recliners, or that 4DX theater that I go to by me has really limited amount of seats in it. And they're going to like try to space people out by between like 2 seats or something like that. And you're going to be required to wear a mask in there. I don't know how that's going to work. What's up, Stubby? How's it going? Yes, Wave. Yes, Peter. I am live. Yeah, I know what you want to say. I know what you want to say, Neogenesis. Just say it. Just say it. How you doing? So I don't know how that's going to work. But, I mean, if they're saying right now that if Tenet does get released theatrically, it's going to be the movie to revitalize the film industry right now, because they're losing a lot of money. And I hope so, because, I mean, that'll probably be the first movie I see theatrically if they decide to start reopening the theaters for that. I know Wonder Woman 84 is supposed to still be coming out theatrically. I know they delayed it till August, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that. Hopefully I can go and check that out with some friends instead of going to see it by myself. I saw the first movie with friends, so that'd be kind of cool to repeat that. Outside of that, I don't know what the hell's coming out theatrically anymore. Like, there's just no news coming out about what's going to happen in the future. So, when it comes to video games, that's not a big thing. You can order them online, you can get them any which way you want. So it's not like release dates, other than like Last of Us 2. I know people are getting like strikes against their channels for even mentioning it. Maybe I'll get a strike on this video for saying it. I don't know. They're just being bad sports. I know other than that, not a lot of games are getting delayed. I mean, Maneater is coming out. Well, it did come out. I saw John Riggs streaming that on Twitch the other day. And I pre-ordered that back in, I think, January or something like that. And that's the one that's showing up tomorrow. So I can't wait to start playing that. Maneater's like a shark simulator RPG. And I was watching John Riggs play. I thought it was just going to be like Jaws Unleashed that came out for like the PS2 and the Xbox back in the day. And it turns out it's not. It's like an RPG. It's kind of like playing that Evo game that came out for the Super Nintendo, where like enemy, like the food that you can attack, to regain your health has like XP, and they have like hit points and stuff like that, and you have to like upgrade your attacks in order to more effectively kill things. And John was having problems with these alligators in the swamp that the shark was caught in. So those things had more HP than he could deal out, so he had to go and like keep leveling his character. It was weird. but interesting too. And since I have like I'm deathly afraid of the ocean. I have like a phobia of the ocean and sharks and stuff like that. It's like one of those therapeutic style games for me, so I'm really looking forward to playing it. At the same time, I'm probably gonna like be just on the verge of shitting my pants. Ghost of Tsushima looks awesome. I will admit, Stubby, that looks great. Can't wait for that. Makes me want to play that Dreams game that I have for the PS4 because I remember a video I saw of a guy that recreated that whole opening cinematic of that Ghost of Tsushima game, like in Dreams. And I need to mess around with that, create some sort of a video game with it. If anyone doesn't know, Dreams is like a PlayStation 4 game it was like a budget title, but it allows you to make your own video games in like any genre you want. You can do like a first-person shooter, a racing game. I don't know if you can do an RPG, but you can do like a beat 'em up or something like that, and it gives you like assets that you can like mess around with and tweak and stuff like that. And it looks pretty cool. I picked it up at Target a while back. I still haven't played around with it because that's going to be one of those games that's going to be like a complete time suck if I ever start playing it. Kind of like the reason why I've never played Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It freaks me out. The game is like so sprawling and there's so much to do. I just think I'd play it nonstop and I'd just lose track of time, and I'd end up calling out of work to play it type of thing that happened when I played Panzer Dragoon Saga back in the day on my Saturn. What's up, Oak City Gamers? How's it going? Can you make an audio-only game, like no visuals, no sound to direct you through? I don't know. I haven't tried it out yet. I haven't, like I said, I haven't even opened the game yet because it scares me. From what I look, it looks like you can do pretty much whatever you want. So maybe you can do like an old school, like adventure game, like Zork or something like that. That'd be kind of interesting if somebody did something like that. I know Jason from Corpse Flood Gaming was messing around with it with his kids, and he said that he was having a blast doing it. And there was like so much stuff you could do with it, so that's kind of cool. Like I said, I still need to try it out. Still doing the podcast with Jason of Corpse Flood Gaming, doing the Super Enabler Brothers podcast. We're going to record a new episode hopefully this upcoming week. The new schedule that I've been working at work has been really, really tiring, and we usually record the podcast late at night, like from like 9 o'clock until 11 o'clock, and I can't stay up that late because the new schedule at work, I have to wake up even earlier than I normally do just to make sure that I get there on time, because we're not allowed to overlap our schedule or our shifts at work because of the whole social distancing thing. So I need to wake up earlier, and I just can't stay up that late. So we've been trying to like find days where he can record earlier so it can help me out, and I just haven't been able to do it lately. So we probably should have had 2 more episodes out by now, but we just haven't been able to. So I've set some time aside next week for us to be able to do it. Still doing the movie starting podcast. We got, I think, 3 more episodes left in season 3 before we're done with the season, and then we'll start recording hopefully after the whole pandemic thing has worked its way out of the country, and people can start coming over to my house again. We've been doing all the episodes over the internet. Normally, it'll be Jeremiah and myself recording from my place, and if we have an internet guest, we just have them on the computer. Lately, we've been having Jeremiah on the computer or over the computer as well as our guests, so I've had to take 3 audio tracks and try to sync them all up for like a 2-hour movie podcast. It's been hard. I got to do another one tonight to release tomorrow. It's much warmer than you're afraid of. I literally want carpool and poop. Just definitely don't be afraid. Remember, you can hit the menu and stop. My kids loved just put down the Switch compared to Xbox One. I listened to your podcast somewhere. Oh, the Enabler Brothers one or the movie is starting one. But yeah, we've got 2 episodes in the bag for the rest of the season. We're trying to get one last one recorded. And like our schedules just aren't jibing right now with the guests that we want to get. So we're trying to work that out. I might have to substitute another guest in his place. So we'll see what goes on with that. But so let's say, what have you guys been playing game-wise? What have you been watching during the whole pandemic thing? You been binging any shows, anything like that? I've been rewatching Star Wars Clone Wars on Disney Plus, and I forgot how bad that show was at the beginning for the first when you shut up. The first couple of seasons of that show are so bad, but it gets so good later on. The final season of Clone Wars, the one that it just ended a couple weeks ago, holy crap, that was fantastic. That was some of the best Star Wars we've had in a long time. Like, yeah. Probably since Rogue One. Um, yeah, it was a fantastic way to end that show. I hope that when the Mandalorian comes back and Ahsoka Tano is like realized in live action with Rosario Dawson playing her, that doesn't suck because Ahsoka is like my favorite extended universe Star Wars character. So I hope they don't screw her up. Yeah, the last season of Clone Wars was awesome. I absolutely loved it. Um, I'm trying to think what else have I been watching. I rewatched Next Generation again, Star Trek: The Next Generation, because of my screenplay that I've been writing, and I want to make sure that I have all of my information correct. So I've been watching a lot of that. Last Dance show about the Chuckle. I still have to watch The Last Dance. Yeah, I still need to watch The Last Dance. I mean, I remember watching all the Bulls games when they were, winning all those championships and all that. So, I mean, it makes sense for me to watch that, too. I don't really watch sports at all, if any at all, ever. But I've been trying to avoid watching Star Trek because once I start watching Star Trek, I just won't stop. Because if I start watching Deep Space Nine again, I'll watch it all the way through again. I've watched that show, Jesus, I want to say 6 times all the way through. It's, oh man, I've wasted a good chunk of my life watching Deep Space Nine. I love it, but yeah. There's better. There's other things I need to watch. I tried watching. I still need to finish watching Creepshow on Shudder. I think I've got like 2 episodes left of that, and I'm done with Creepshow. I'm trying to think what else I've been watching. I can't remember. Oh, I visited my mother last month, I want to say, and when my dad died, he left her a gigantic like DVD and Blu-ray collection, and it's a lot of stuff that she has no interest in watching. So I went to visit her, and she was kind of like, I want to get rid of most of these Blu-rays and DVDs that your dad bought because I'm never going to watch them. They're just taking up space and all that. So I went through her whole collection with her, trying to figure out what she would want to keep and what she would want to get rid of. And when it came to like the TV shows and stuff, my dad had purchased like the entire series run of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel on DVD, and like he had never even opened them. Like the Blu-ray, the DVDs of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I think 1 season had been opened and watched. The rest of them were completely sealed, and he had bought like this box set of Angel, like all in one box, and he had never even opened that. And I was like, if you don't want these, I'll take them off your hands because I love Buffy and Angel. So I took those off. I've been rewatching Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm on season 3 of that right now. I watched Tiger King in 1 day. I watched that whole thing in 1 day, and like when it was over, I was just kind of like, I can't believe there's people like that out there. Like people like that exist. Yeah, Last Avatar, I just started watching that again. I'd seen it when it was coming out on DVD back in like the mid 2000s, late 2000s. I'd seen it all then, and I saw that it was on Netflix, and I started watching it again. I'm on like episode 4 or 5 of season 1 right now. Just dipping in that when I have a chance. I haven't watched it in probably a week. Felt dirty after watching that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I liked it. It was a good show. It's interesting. It was really well made. It's just that I don't understand people like that. So yeah, Tiger King I watched. I watched all of Hunters on Amazon. That was a really good show. Some off-putting humor here and there. Like it's supposed to be like a serious show. It's based on a comic book, I think, where it's like a bunch of people are hunting down like the Nazis that have snuck into America and are actually still doing Nazi-esque things like in the 70s. And Al Pacino's in it, and the kid that played Percy Jackson, I can never remember his name, and Josh Radnor from How I Met Your Mother, and a couple of other actors that I recognized. Lena Olin is in it. It's really, really good, and it's serious, and there's a lot of violence and stuff like that. And then they'll do something silly like Josh Radnor randomly popping up in like a PSA with like a little girl, a little black girl, talking about how this is how you can tell your neighbor's a Nazi. And he was just like, one, they say lots of stupid racist things. And then he goes, hey, little girl, what's one of the things you say? She goes, white people. And he goes, oh, okay. Another thing is like, yeah, you might see them making hand movements that look like, they're Sig Heiling. So what would you say is another thing you could look out for to make sure your neighbor's not a Nazi? She goes, white people. And he's like, yeah, but all white people aren't Nazis. She's like, no, but there were no black Nazis. And he goes, good point. And it's like, why would you put that kind of a humor in a show that's like as dark and serious as it is? It was kind of off-putting, but it was good. I really liked it. I need to watch the new season of Altered Carbon. I'm trying to think, what else have I watched? Shit. I know I watched a whole bunch of stuff during my little vacation at the beginning of April. Yeah, I watched like 4 new shows. They must not have left a lasting impression. Damn. I still need to watch Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Yeah, I've enjoyed most of his movies except for like, what were the only 2 movies of Kevin Smith that I didn't like were Jersey Girl and Yoga Hosers. There's an animated Altered Carbon. I still need to watch that Love, Sex, and Robots or whatever it's called, or Love, Death, and Robots. That was supposed to be that was originally a heavy metal cartoon, but they lost the license to it, so they had to change the name. Jersey Girl, yeah, Jersey Girl, I thought was terrible. I remember watching the theater going like, what? Oh, and the other one I didn't like was Cop Out. That was just dumb. You could tell he was having a miserable experience making Cop Out because the movie just felt miserable. Vulgar, I've never watched all the way through. That's the one with the guy that played Dante, where he's a clown, right? I wasn't able to finish it back when I first rented it. Trying to think what else is available to watch. Ugh. I have 3 DVDs of Vulgar. Goddamn. Yeah, Jersey Girl's horrible. Trying to think what else. Oh, I've been okay. So you can see that I got this bookshelf here now. This wasn't here like a month and a half ago. I mean, this is kind of new to the room. This used to be the bookshelf that I had in my living room. I had my Xbox One, Xbox 360, and OG Xbox games on this one. I ended up buying 2 new bookshelves that took the place of this one and a space that was next to it, and moved this in here to hold on to my Sega games. So my living room is a little bit more rearranged. So one thing I've been wanting to do for like years is try to display my Tron collection a little bit more. I have kind of like a mini Tron shrine in my living room where my Blu-rays are. And basically everything was just like posters or like the things that I've accumulated just kind of like stacked up on a shelf. Well, I'm sitting there going like, well, now I have all this extra wall space, to hang things. So like I have 3 of the replica identity discs from Tron Legacy and 2 identity discs from the original Tron. So I ended up like doing all these maths and stuff like that to try to figure out how I can arrange these things on the wall. So now above the door into my living room, I have the identity discs hanging on the wall. And I also have LPs of the original Tron soundtrack, the remastered Tron soundtrack, and the Tron Legacy soundtrack, and I hung those on the wall. And I'm trying to find ways to like hang up the action figures that I have. I have like the Disney Infinity Tron figures. I have a Kingdom Hearts Tron figure that comes with Sora in like a Tron outfit. There's also one of Sark and I think Goofy in a Tron outfit. I need to find that. Walgreens got these exclusive Diamond Select. Is it Diamond Select or I can't? It's one of the top shelf like toy companies. It's not Nika. It's a different one. They have released like a series of Tron figures that are exclusive to Walgreens, or you can get them online. And there's a Tron, a Sark, and a Flynn. I want to get those so I can put those on my little shelf over there. I have like the Funko Pops of Tron and Sark. I have like the old Tommy, our Tron game, the little LCD Tron game that I've had since I was a little kid. I have a Tron Legacy mouse that I bought. It was by the company that makes like the mice, and the keyboards that has like the two snakes. I can't remember what it was. I have like a mouse that I bought from them. I have a couple of other action figures that I picked up randomly here and there. But I want to like display it more prominently. I've got the Tron Legacy tri poster thing right above my head in here. In the other room, I've got a poster of Tron 1, the original one sheet that's been signed by Bruce Boxleitner. I've got two Mondo Tron posters, one of the original Tron, one of Tron Legacy, and I had Bruce Boxleitner sign those. And one's also signed by Cindy Morgan, the girl who played Yori. So I'm trying to display it a little bit more. Kevin Smith as Masters of the Universe Revelation. Yeah, I forgot about that. Masters of the Universe. I can't wait to see that. They're also supposed to be a Masters of the Universe, like another live action movie that's been in the works for a while. Yeah, I love the Castle. Oh, that was one of the things I watched on vacation. I watched the whole third season of Castlevania, which was freaking amazing. Dolph Lundgren, one of the animated one with She-Ra. No, Terry Crews would dress up as He-Man and put like the He-Man bob wig on and stuff, and like he was trying to fake petition for the Masters of the Universe movie that they were talking about making. Yeah, Tron 2.0 for the Xbox is kind of awesome. It's a first-person Tron shooter. So can you imagine throwing your identity disc in the first person? Yes, and there's light cycle racing and all that kind of stuff. It had an online component that I never used. I had it for the PC originally, and then once it came out for the Xbox, I got rid of the PC version because I like playing first-person shooters on consoles with the controller. So yeah, Tron 2.0 is awesome. If you can find a copy of it for the OG Xbox, pick it up. It is amazing. It is so good. They even have Bruce Boxleitner in it and Cindy Morgan doing the voice of Mathria, the computer that throws Alan's kid into the digital world. She does the voice uncredited. Yeah, Skeletor is the best character in that Masters of the Universe movie. I will admit that. I saw that Masters of the Universe movie in the theater, and there was a line out the door to get tickets. It was crazy. I'd never seen a canon movie in the theater before that one, and that was the first one we saw. And I didn't mind it back in the day. I own it on Blu-ray now, and it's like a guilty pleasure. But yeah, like you can tell Frank Langella is just like having like a ball playing Skeletor, and he was like dying to do a sequel too. That's why they put that little teaser at the end of the credits where he pops out of the water and goes, "I'll be back." Yeah, it's still fun. It's a piece of crap, but it's a fun piece of crap. You could tell they were having fun while they were making it. So, and it's got a really young Courtney Cox in it, and she's freaking hot as hell in that movie. God damn. So yeah, and it also has Tom Paris from Voyager in it. Hell, I even saw the He-Man and She-Ra animated movie in the theater back when that first came out. The Secret of the Sword. She's not as hot as Tom Paris. Yeah, there's few movies that I like. I had to have been like really, really into it when I was a kid to watch it. And we watched Masters of the Universe for the old podcast that I did, the old Van Damme That's Good podcast. And I was ragging on it while we're watching it, but as we were watching it, I grew to like it more because I had stopped. I'd kind of grown to hate it when I was like a teen in high school and my 20s. But watching it again, like in my 30s, I was just kind of like, this is actually it's stupid, but it's fun. And it's got the principal from Back to the Future in it, and he looks like he's having a blast, too. So, yeah, I consider it like a guilty pleasure movie like Jaws 3. I know it's bad, but I still have an enjoyable time when I'm watching it. Let's talk about canon movies for a while. How about that? Canon, holy shit. There's a documentary about canon films on Netflix that you need to watch. Everybody needs to watch it. It is freaking hilarious. Oh my god. And like I forgot the kind of schlock that they were making for a while back in the day too. Like I remember I saw American Ninja 1 and 2 in the movie theater, and Break-In 1 and 2. Oh god. I still think Ninja 3: The Domination is the greatest movie that they ever made. It's so bad, it's awesome. Oh god, worst food eroticism in a movie ever. Girl pours V8 down her cleavage and a guy like slurps it off of her. Makes me want to vomit. Oh my god, that movie. I even have a poster of Ninja 3: The Domination in the on my wall over here. it's That's probably my favorite movie they ever made. Yeah, Life Force is pretty cool too. Life Force is great. All it is like a naked woman walking around for 45 or an hour and 45 minutes. Um, there was going to be a sequel to the Masters of the Universe film back in the day. Um, Albert Pune was going to make it. Albert Pune is like the king of schlock. He was going to direct the Masters of the Universe sequel and the Spider-Man movie that James Cameron was working on for Canon when they had the rights to it. Back to back. They're going to build all these sets for the Masters of the Universe movie, the Masters of the Universe sequel, and then they were just going to shoot all of the Spider-Man movie on the exact same sets to save money. But they ran out of money. They went bankrupt before they could do that. And they were going to recast Dolph Lundgren because I guess that was the biggest worry that they had while they were making the original one, was that Dolph Lundgren was unintelligible and he was a terrible actor and nobody could believe him as He-Man. And I guess they had a lot of trouble trying to get him to even like say the lines correctly because he wasn't really an actor at the start. You know, he eventually became a decent actor. So they were going to recast him, and they recast him with a surfer. Why? You need someone that looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger to play He-Man. Lucinda Dickey is definitely hotter than Courtney Cox. Yes. Yes, Charlie, you get it. You get it. You get it. You're good. Yes. Yes. All the yes. Yes squared. Lucinda Dickey. She's still hot. She's in that documentary and she still looks good. God damn. I was like, My childhood crush. If it wasn't Alice from the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, it was Lucinda Dickey. I saw the break-in movies in the theater with her. Holy shit. She can friggin' do the hip moves all she wants in front of me. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, and then when the He-Man movie got canceled because the budget went through, that movie ended up becoming Cyborg, the one with Van Damme. So, Master of the Universe 2 turned into Cyborg, and Spider-Man went nowhere. So, when you watch Cyborg, all the sets, all of the production development that went into Cyborg was actually developed for the He-Man Masters of the Universe 2. And they just carried it over. Like when the Halo movie was getting made by Neil Blomkamp, and it got canceled because they thought that the movie was going to be too expensive, and then he just ended up making District 9 with all of the pre-production that he had done on Halo just thrown into District 9. Everything, all the guns that look like Halo guns were just repainted to not look like the guns from Halo. There was a warthog in that movie too. There definitely is. They just painted it different. Punisher was after Masters of the Universe, the one with Dolph Lundgren. Masters of the Universe was in like 86, and Punisher was in 89. And I was watching some video the other day. I think it was one of Oliver Harper's YouTube videos about Masters of the Universe. And he had mentioned that that Dolph Lundgren wasn't considered a decent actor until, get this, I Come in Peace was released. Like, you can see that he actually had taken some lessons and was trying really hard in that movie. And I still enjoy I Come in Peace. That was actually a fun movie. It still is. I own it on Blu-ray. If you haven't checked it out, watch I Come in Peace. It might be streaming on Amazon. I know I've seen it streaming somewhere. I don't know if it's Netflix. It might be Amazon. It's available for if you have Prime. Johnny Mnemonic was bleh. Oh man, I hate Johnny Mnemonic. Ugh. I had such high hopes for that movie when that came out in the theater, because I'm a huge cyberpunk fan. I love cyberpunk. And when I saw the first trailer for Johnny Mnemonic, I was just like, yes, this is the movie that has been made specifically for me. Like, I need this movie in my life. And then I went and saw it, and I was like, why am I so bored? It's probably because of all of the interference, the studio interference that the director got. He kept on, like, paring the budget down on him, and, like, he had no money to do anything. And that's why the movie looks so cheap. Oh, God, Showdown in Little Tokyo? You mean, like, homoeroticism, the movie? Oh, God. I remember Showdown in Little Tokyo. I was just like, wow, this is like Commando 2. It's like the love affair between Matrix and Bennett in Commando transferred over to Dolph Lundgren and Brandon Lee in Showdown in Little Tokyo. It cracked me up. That movie is so funny. Really close to Shadowrun? Yeah, it is, but it's just, that movie is so spoopy. It is like so badly made. I guess that's my issue with it. I still have a Shadowrun movie tucked away in here somewhere. that I would love to have made if I ever made it in filmmaking. So, like I asked, what is everybody actually like playing? You guys playing any games lately? I have been playing a lot of Predator Hunting Grounds. If you ever played Friday the 13th it's available on PC, also available on the Switch, the PS4, and the Xbox One. It's like an online arena game where I think for Friday the 13th it's like 8 or 10 people get together in an arena, and one person in that group is randomly chosen to play Jason. And his job is to hunt down all the camp counselors, and everyone else plays a counselor, and you're trying to escape the camp or kill Jason, but killing Jason is like this really complicated, convoluted series of things you need to do in order to make it happen. So it's a rare occurrence when it does. But this is made by, I think, some of the people that worked on Friday the 13th, and it's the same concept, but you can choose to play as the Predator. Like, 4 people play soldiers that are going on missions out in the jungle, and one person is playing a Predator who's hunting those soldiers. And it's really fun. It's a little janky right now. It's still early. There's only like 5 maps I think you can play on right now. But every time you play, you're like unlocking new weapons, and like it's got like an RPG element too, because your character has a main weapon and a sub weapon, and the more you use them and the more damage you inflict on enemies and the Predator, the more they level up, and you can start like actually like adding things onto them. Like the rifle that I have as my main weapon, I upgraded it enough so that I can put a suppressor on it, which makes less noise, so it doesn't attract the Predator or the people that I'm going to be shooting for the missions that I'm going on. I also put I upped it enough that I could put like a laser scope on it. My sub weapon is Blaine's minigun from the movie. Old Painless. That's my secondary weapon, and I've used that enough that I've managed to put a cool paint job on it. It's got like that digital camouflage. But that's fun. When the Predator comes after us and I break out the minigun, I just see numbers jumping off the Predator when I'm shooting him, because it's just this nonstop barrage of bullets. It is so funny watching it. And he just like runs away because he can't do anything about it. But I've played as the Predator a couple of times because you get the choice. You have to do like a tutorial mode to play as the Predator. They teach you how to play as him, and then you're able to select him whenever you go into a match. It's like, do you want to play as a soldier? Do you want to play as the Predator? Or do you not have a preference? And I've only played as a Predator, I want to say 2 or 3 times, and I suck. I absolutely suck as the Predator. I haven't upped a lot of his weaponry or his armaments yet, so I only have a limited amount of time that I can... You have like an energy meter, and then every time you do something, it expends some of that energy, and it takes a while for it to regenerate. So you can only use your camouflage for a limited amount of time before it wears off. You can only use your heat vision for a limited amount of time before that wears off. Your shoulder cannon eats up that energy too, so you can only shoot it so many times. And the thing that was going on with me was, I put the camouflage on, I'd be hiding up in a tree, because the main way you get around is you jump through all the trees and stuff like that, and it's really fun when you do it. And I'll be like over of the town or whatever, the little area where the soldiers that I'm hunting are in right now. They're doing their mission, and I'll be looking at them, just watching what they're doing, and then trying to single one out when they separate from the group so I can take them out. I'll be standing on a branch like 30 feet in the air, and all of a sudden they'll say, you've been discovered, or you've been seen. And all of a sudden they all just like instantly, like 4 people just shooting at me at once, and I'm dead. And it kind of stinks. So I need to up my Predator game a little bit, play him a little bit more. But playing as him is fun. It's a totally different way of playing the game as when you're playing as the soldier, which is kind of cool. Like when you're playing as the soldier, you can mud up. You can cover yourself in mud. And as playing as the Predator, I've been watching somebody with the heat vision as they mud up. And you will see like their heat signature. And then as they're mudding up, you'll just see it just disappear. You'll see it like kind of fade away. And you can kind of see movement of people running, but not really. So that's kind of a cool thing you can do. As the Predator, you can unlock all these different weapons. It looks like the most damaging weapon the Predator can use is the spear, because he can use it as like a hand-to-hand combat instead of throwing it. He actually like whips. Every time I've been killed by a Predator, it's been by a Predator wielding the spear. The only weapons I have right now as a Predator are the wrist gauntlets, the blades, and the net gun, because I haven't played as him enough to unlock stuff like that. So the net gun is cool. I mean, if you're being like surrounded by the soldiers and you net one to a wall, I mean, they're out of your hair for a little bit, which is really nice. It just takes a little while for that thing to recharge, so you can do it again. But I keep on getting killed. What's up, Cabot? How's it going? So that's kind of cool. I mean, but mostly I've just been playing as the soldiers. Been playing with Jason from Corpse Flood Gaming. The other day, I've been streaming whenever I play multiplayer with people. I've been streaming that on Twitch. So if you want to watch the games that I've been doing, there's at least 3 videos of me playing Predator on Twitch right now with Jason of Corpse Flood Gaming. The last time I played, it was me, Jason, and his brother Dallas, and that was pretty fun. He's been playing it. He was like level 40 or something already. My character's like level 20, maybe. I think 21 was the last level that I hit. But just talking about any old thing right now. I'm just talking about the Predator hunting grounds that I've been playing lately. So I recommend it. They just recently announced that the first patch that they're going to release, like in a week or two, I think it's maybe this upcoming week, there's going to be a skin that you can unlock for Arnold Schwarzenegger's character Dutch, and Arnold Schwarzenegger himself has voiced it. Instead of like the crappy impersonator that they used in Mortal Kombat 11 when they put the Terminator character into the game. That guy is terrible. But Arnold is actually coming back to voice his character. And I guess there's going to be a storyline with him. And it's going to be like filling in all the gaps between like what happened between the game and the first Predator movie. So there's going to be like a character development as to what has been going on with that character since then, which is kind of cool and interesting. Are they going to do the same thing with Danny Glover? That would be fantastic. Adrian Brody? You never know. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. So I assume, I predict, when that Arnold DLC comes out, that the game is gonna peak in popularity. That's gonna be the thing that makes people convince people they need to buy it. And one of the cool things is that this is crossplay. So if you buy this on your PC, although I think the only way you can actually purchase this for your PC right now is through the Epic Game Store. They have like an exclusive deal to distribute this digitally for PCs. So if you have the Epic Game Store, you can buy it there. But if you play it on PC, you can also play with people on the PS4. This is not available on the Xbox One or the Switch, at least not yet. But I wonder if you're going to be able to cross-play with those people once it does. But yeah, so play it on PC or on PS4. If you want, and you are playing it, look me up. I play it at least twice a week. Usually with Jason at Corpse Flood. He's always texting me, "You want to play some of this tonight? You want to play it?" Yeah. So there's that. You got time to bleed. That's what I say whenever I break out the minigun. My character uses the minigun as a secondary weapon, and I say that all the time. I'll break it out and be like, "Oh, Painless is waiting." I've also been playing Kingdom Hearts. This is the story so far. This has every Kingdom Hearts game on it except for Part 3. I've been playing the final mix of the original Kingdom Hearts game because that is the RPG game that I pulled in the RPG backlog roulette that I'm doing with Jason in the Super Enabler Brothers podcast that I do with him. We have 2 backlog roulettes that we do. One is like for just regular old games that are, I think, 10 hours of play time or less are required to beat it. Games in our backlog that we have not played that we want to play. For that, I have the Battle of Olympus for the NES. That's the one I'm playing right now for the original backlog roulette. And then we started one for RPGs too, and I pulled Kingdom Hearts as my game. So I'm playing through Kingdom Hearts, and I'm kind of not liking it. It's like an action RPG, but there's no real leveling up from what I can tell. I'm in the Alice in Wonderland level, and things are so freaking vague as to what you need to do. It's just really frustrating, and it's one of the reasons why I like the things that I don't like about this game is kind of like what I don't like about modern RPGs and why I haven't been playing a whole lot of them, because it's just like they expect you to just run around and look at everything and talk to everybody. I mean, back in the day, you didn't really have to do that. It's just, I don't know, it's just like it's gotten so complicated. I mean, I feel like I need an issue of Nintendo Power to play this, and my game just popped out of its holder. Shit. Anyway, yeah, I'm not really enjoying it, but that's the thing. But Battle of Olympus is pretty cool. It's like a Zelda 2 kind of clone, kind of like Faxanadu, but it's all about Greece. And it's pretty fun. It's a little hard, a little vague also, but I enjoy it. So far, I'm enjoying it. I need to try to play through it before we do the podcast next week. So, what's everybody's plans for tomorrow for the Memorial Days? I ain't doing shit. I might grill a steak. That's about it. Work on the podcast. Play some games. Do some writing. Something like that. Ain't going outside. I know my neighbors are going to have another frickin' party probably because they don't seem to give a shit about the whole social distancing thing, and they keep on having people over to their house, and I have to sit there in my living room, which is like right across from their backyard, and listen to their banal bullshit, them talking out there about like, oh, so-and-so said this to me on the phone yesterday. He's such a bitch. Oh my god. What's up, Justin? I hope they fight again. That's going to be fantastic. I might just record that shit. So what Justin's talking about is, I want to say like 3 weekends ago, Justin wanted to play Star Wars Battlefront 2 online. They were doing like a triple XP weekend or whatever it was, and they just released like the final DLC content for the game. And I haven't played the game since it first came out. Like, it first came out, I got a discounted copy. I got it for like half off. I played the single player mode, and I beat that. Played through a little bit of the multiplayer, played a little bit of the online vehicle combat mode, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. So Justin was like, hey, let's play some of this online with this final DLC and this like XP thing going on. And as we're playing it, I had the windows open in my place because it was cold enough out that it was okay to like let the air into my apartment. I was trying to air it out. And my neighbors had a freaking screaming fight with their downstairs neighbor in the backyard, and I heard every single thing they said. and so did everybody. Like, Justin could hear it through my microphone. He could hear them screaming. They were so loud. It was so freaking stupid. Like, I think that my downstairs, the neighbor next door, it's a 2-story building. The neighbor upstairs, they're a bunch of assholes. They don't really give a shit about anything. Like I said, they don't social distance. I've never seen them wearing masks. The downstairs neighbor is like an older man. I don't think speaks English very well, and he has a pretty big dog that I see him walking around. The upstairs neighbor has a small little dog too, and from what it sounds like, he had left some of the toys for his dog in the backyard at the base of their staircase that goes into the backyard, and the neighbor on the upstairs had run downstairs after her dog and almost tripped over it and almost fell down the stairs, and she got into a screaming match with him about how irresponsible he is. So it was just like awkward and cringy listening to them scream at each other, which was kind of funny and kind of sad at the same time, because I'm like, what is this really? I mean, the problem I have with those neighbors, the upstairs neighbors, the young neighbors, is they just stand out on their porch and just yell their business out to everybody. Like, the woman talks on her cell phone so freaking loud, everyone in the neighborhood could hear what she's talking about. So I know all of their dirty little secrets and stuff like that, because she just airs them out in public like that. Ugh, I can't stand them. I hope they move soon. I don't have to listen to that shit anymore. But anyway, video games. So yeah, I hadn't played Battlefront 2 since the game first came out in, like, what was it, 2018? 2017, 18? I can't remember. Had a lot of fun playing that online. I suck at Battlefront in the multiplayer. I played the first one online a little bit, and I was terrible at the first-person shooter portion of it, but when it comes to 2017, yeah. But when it came to the starship combat, like the air combat, I dominated that. But I was terrible at the first-person shooter. Justin actually has like video that he put somewhere online of like him saving my ass a couple of times because I was getting annihilated, or he like avenged me after I got killed or something like that. But playing a few weekends ago, that was really, really fun. And like I started like unlocking characters that I can play as, and I was able to play as Obi-Wan Kenobi for a little while. And playing as Obi-Wan is a lot of fun. I also played a little bit as Darth Maul, which is kind of neat. And the Emperor is terrible. The Emperor is freaking awful. But yeah, I actually kind of want to play it again. So Justin, if you want to play it again sometime, let me know and I'll do it. I was having a blast playing it. We played it for like 3 hours, I think, that day. Write a movie or a game script based on their combos. Ugh. It's like stupid crap that they scream about. That's the only thing that gets me. It's stuff that is not worthy of saying over your normal tone of voice. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, I got to do some work on the new movie starting podcast. I'm going to start working on it when I'm done with this tonight. But yeah, I'm going to be releasing the new episode tomorrow. I'll give you guys a little hint. Jeremiah usually can't get a lot of his friends or people that he knows to participate in the podcast because they have like all these wonky schedules and stuff. So he managed to snag his buddy Caleb, who was actually on my my sketch comedy web series like a decade ago. His friend Caleb, who moved back to Oklahoma, convinced him to watch a movie with us over the internet, and we watched Death Wish 3. And we watched Death Wish 3 for the old podcast, the Van Damme That's Good podcast, with Jeremiah, because it's one of his favorite movies, and he convinced Caleb to watch it with us again for the new podcast, and it is such a bad movie, but it's kind of awesome at the same time. Oh, my Fruity Odie bar shirt, yeah. Nobody gets it, man. No, when I wear this to work and stuff, everyone looks at me as like, what is that even about? What is that? I think one woman, I was in the elevator at work, and one woman from another business in the building was in the elevator with me, and I never see her talk to anybody. She's always like withdrawn and stuff like that, and always has her head down. And she saw me in the elevator wearing this shirt, and she was just like, a fellow brown coat. And I went, oh, okay, that's random. Heathen workmates, yeah. Firefly, I miss you. We have the comics at least. Whatever happened to that Firefly MMO that was supposed to come out? Like, back in like 2013, 2014. Did that even ever happen? Anyway. Yeah, I might start streaming. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. I'm gonna start streaming on Twitch again. I've mentioned it a couple times, I think, that I have a new laptop that can actually handle Streamlabs and OBS. And I've been trying to slowly make like a layout for what you're going to see when you watch me stream, so it's not like me playing on my PS4 and using the PS4 layout that this pops up when you want to stream through your PS4. So yeah, I'm going to start streaming usually the games that I'm playing for the roulette, the backlog roulette from the Super Enabler Brothers podcast. So I'm hoping by the end of next month I'll be able to start streaming again. Some of the layouts that I want to use are kind of expensive that I have to pay for. I don't have like the technical savvy to make my own layout. I don't use Photoshop for that kind of stuff, or After Effects, or whatever it is. I'm just going to buy it and use it. So yeah, I'm going to start streaming that stuff. And I also want to start streaming my Saturn collection, because I've been trying to play more of my Saturn. You know, I have some expensive games that I bought for that console, and I still need to play them to justify the fact that I did pay what I did for them. So I want to start streaming that. I want that to be like my specialty thing, like, is the Saturn streaming on top of the backlog roulette. I don't know if I'd stream the RPG backlog games, because that would just take up every single stream. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing that pretty soon. The other thing I wanted to throw out there, if you didn't see it on my Twitter feed, I put out a question, like a poll, that I've been watching Buried on Mars on YouTube. He's one of the Cartridge Club guys. And he's been doing like these, like the collection live streams that I've been doing on my channel with the video game collection stuff. He does the kind of the same thing with his gigantic freaking Blu-ray and DVD collection. And I said, hey, would you guys be interested in me doing like a movie collection live stream? Like what I have, do a couple of those, because I have a lot of movies. And so far, the result on the poll has been like completely overwhelmingly positive. Like everyone's just like, yes, do that too. So if you guys really, I mean, do you guys think that would be a good thing? You guys want me to stream like my movie collection live stream stuff too? Do like stuff like that? I have a lot of stuff I could talk about. I could probably talk more about the movies because I've seen them, as opposed to like the video games that I talk about in my live streams that I haven't played. I've seen every movie in my collection, so I can actually talk about them. I don't buy movies sight unseen, like with video games. You kind of have to with video games. You know? You might be able to play a demo and get a feel for what the game is like. Most of the time, you're just buying them blind, seeing stuff in the magazines and stuff. When it comes to the movies, I only buy movies that I've seen. So I can talk about every single thing that I've purchased. So there's that. And I can talk about the Fireflies and the Serenities. So if that's something you guys want to see, go over to my Twitch page. It's OA Retro Gamer. And vote for the poll. I had it pinned to the top of my page. So do that. Chill movie talk stream sounds good to me. Yeah, I thought it'd be something different too. I've been strictly video games for like the last few months. I haven't put out any edited content at all since like January. The last edited content I put out on my channel is, I think it was a Top 3 Tuesday video. I don't remember which one though. It's been so long I don't remember which one it was. I've had 3 videos that I've shot that I just haven't had the time to edit, or the energy to edit, more like it. I have, back in like December when I shot those Top 3 Tuesday videos, I also shot my top 10 NES games response for Captain Algebra. I shot a Diamonds in the Rough video for licensed games. Instead of like sticking to a specific console, I wanted to talk about licensed games because movies, man. And I shot part of my review of the Retron 77, which I'm still debating if I'm going to do it or not, because it's been like a year and a half since I bought the damn thing. Is it really still relevant to talk about it? Since I don't talk about Atari stuff a lot, I'm still thinking, yes, it would be good to just do it. Because the reviews where I talk about consoles, or like clone consoles, or like some of the more popular videos on my channel, like the Retro Freak review that I did, the Retro Freak add-on review that I did, those are some of the biggest videos I did on my channel. I mean, they got like hundreds of, like not hundreds, but tens of thousands of views. And it surprised the hell out of me that those are the ones that people watch. You know what really surprises the hell out of me? I keep on getting people commenting on my top 3 or top 10 3D Blu-rays to watch on the PSVR video. People keep commenting on it. And I haven't really looked to see how many times it's been watched. That thing has been watched like 30,000 times. What? Actually, no. It's probably like 17,000. But way more than I thought. It's like the most popular video on my channel. The 3D Blu-ray video. But the sequel that I made, nobody has seen, which kind of shocks me. But yeah, why is that the most popular video on my channel? I don't know. But like, it seems like people do like the whole movies and video game thing. I'm also still working on the final movies that would make great video games collaboration video, and this one is becoming the most difficult one I've ever done. Each time I do one of these videos, I say I'm not going to do another one because it's such a pain in the ass. Because, you know, you ask all these people if they'd be interested in doing it, and they're all enthusiastic. I'm like, yes, I definitely want to do it. Thanks for asking. And then when you actually say, hey, when do you think I can get that video, they flake on you. I've had more people flake on me for this video than I've ever had for one of my videos that I've done in this series before. I want to say out of the... I always over ask. I always ask more people than I need to do it because I know some people are going to say no. So I asked, I think, 13 people. 13 people said yes. I only got videos from like 5. You're looking to get 17. I might be getting a Polymega. My Retro Freak has been kind of acting weird lately. I'll get back to that. But I just got another video from somebody that I asked last week. He's in the chat right now. Pumped one out for me real fast, and it was actually really, really good. I really liked his selection for a movie. And I have high aspirations for this one. So since all these people have like flaked on me, I'm sitting there going like, I'm running out of ideas of who to ask. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go for some of the bigger YouTubers. So I'm thinking I'm going to ask Stop Skeletons from Fighting. I'm thinking I'm going to ask Guru Larry. I've had some pretty big YouTubers before on the channel, so there's no harm in asking, right? So yeah, I'm aiming for the stars for this one. It's the final one, go out with a bang type of thing. So yeah, I'm gonna ask some people that are way out of my league, and see what happens. I'm guaranteeing I'm gonna be getting the whole like, oh, I don't have time, I'm so busy type of stuff. Have I done a video with that? No, the Steel Battalion game. No, I've played it. It works fine. It's a fun game. It's complicated because every button on that controller does something, and there's like 30 buttons on that controller. Remembering what each of them does is it's going to take a while. But once I get my stream going on my laptop, I might actually stream myself playing it. Ask James Rolfe. I seriously doubt that will happen. I don't really like him all that much anymore anyway. So, yeah. Maybe I'll ask Mike Matei. No, I will not. That guy's a chode. But yeah, I've got some ideas for who I'm going to ask. I still have a list right here, my little notepad of people I'm going to ask. I've scratched off a bunch of people, added a couple new ones. So we'll see what happens. So I've got maybe like half the people I need to make the video work. I'm thinking I might actually go for 15 people instead of 10. That's going to be a real pain in the ass to get to happen, but it's the last one. Why not? Like I said, go out with a bang. So that's still going to be coming up. That probably won't be out until Christmas again. I've had I had people that gave me their video like right after I asked them originally, and I started asking people right after Part 4 came out in December, and like I got videos immediately. So I've been sitting on videos from certain people since like December, and I actually had one guy who sent me a video right at like seriously like the day after I asked him if he would be interested in doing it. Sent me a message. I think he sent me the video like in February, and he asked me, "Look, has that video come out yet?" I was like, "No, dude, it's gonna be a while because I'm having a lot of problems getting people to actually like follow through." And he's like, "Oh, okay, I just wanted to know I didn't miss it." So yeah. Have you asked Megadan? Yes, I asked Megadan, and he told me no because he says he's not a movie guy, so he wouldn't know what to pick. I asked him like 2 videos ago. I asked him for like Part 3. So yeah, I've asked him before. If anyone has any suggestions, let me know. But I still have plenty of ideas for content, for edited content. Like I said, I just have not had the energy to like sit down on my computer and edit. I mean, it takes a lot of focus to do something like that. And like my job just drains all the energy out of me. So all I really have the energy to do is come home, maybe eat something, sit down in front of the TV, and I usually just fall asleep. Like I'll put a movie on or watch some TV, and I'll just pass out for a couple hours, like an old man, like the old ass retro gamer should. So yeah, that's the reasoning behind that. Like I said, I do want to be releasing way more content than I do. I just haven't been able to get around to it. I actually have been considering the Game Grumps, but like they put out so much content. I don't even know if they'd be interested in doing something for like someone like a smaller YouTube channel like me. I'll ask. Like I said, there's no harm in asking. I mean, even if it's just Dan. I mean, if it's both Dan and Aaron, that'd be great. If I just got Dan, because Dan's like my favorite of the two, I think that'd be great just to get Dan to do it. But we'll see. I'll ask. Has gone Hollywood since breaking 1K subs. He's gone Hollywood. I doubt it. But yeah, who do I have so far for the video? I have 8-Bit Glitch. I have Telesplash Gaming. I have Brett Weiss. Waves in Games. Peter Bateman. I'm trying to think who else. Oh, Travis from NES Friend. I think there's like 2 more I have. I can't remember right now. It's been like I said, it's been a while since I've actually looked at what I have. But it'll be good. I have some weird ideas for movies for my choices, so that'll be kind of funny. What else is there to talk about? Oh, has anybody seen the Mortal Kombat Legends movie that was just recently released? The one based on Scorpion. I've been wanting to see it. I paid money to see it. I have not been able to see it. I ordered a 4K copy of it through Amazon at the beginning of May. I want to say it was like May 2nd. It is now, the 24th, and it still has not showed up. And I ordered it from a guy like in Kentucky. It's like a state over. And it's like been in some weird holding pattern at the post office. Like there's been no movement on the package since the 7th, I think. So I lodged a complaint yesterday, and the guy's going to try to send me a new one after he goes, if you haven't gotten it by Friday, this upcoming Friday, let me know and I'll refund your money. Yeah, it's called Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge. It's animated, yes. And from what I understand, like the people that have seen it, it's like the best Mortal Kombat movie yet. I love the original Mortal Kombat movie. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love it. I love Mortal Kombat Legacy, the internet series that was made. Mortal Kombat Annihilation can lick my frickin' balls. But like Mortal Kombat, the movie, I still watch the movie at least once a year, the original one. Everyone is telling me that this kicks its ass. It's like R-rated. And it's supposed to be fantastic. And it's supposed to be like the start of a series of these animated movies, each one focusing on a different character, kind of like the way the Mythologies games were supposed to. So they decided to start with Scorpion, which is a fantastic idea. If you ask me, he's one of the best characters, and I've been like freaking out wanting to watch it, and I just nope, hasn't happened yet. Jason from Corpse Flood found it at I think the Walmart by him, and he was like, "Hey, look what I found." I was like, "You can bite my balls." I was like, "Yeah, I can't find a copy of it yet." If you didn't love the original NK movie, were you really a gamer in the 90s? That's so true. I saw the original Mortal Kombat movie in the theater probably like 7 times. Like 7 times. I saw it like once a week for like 6 weeks. No, for like 5 weeks. And then when it moved to the discount dollar theater and like that's really far away from my house, I went and saw it like 2 more times because it was $1. Yeah, that was one of my favorite movies of all time. It's still like one of the movies that I still consider like one of my favorites. Like I just did that thing on Facebook where it was like you get tagged and you have to every day for 10 days you have to post like a movie that influenced you or impacted you. I think it was the word that they used. And the original Mortal Kombat was one of the movies that I put there because like it influenced the style that I use when I make movies. Because I thought that the visual look of the movie was really impressive, and the soundtrack. Yes, the soundtrack definitely influenced my musical tastes. Like I ended up like being a huge fan of industrial music and like techno and metal because of that movie. If you watch the Star Wars fan film I did, you'll be like, that's the first Mortal Kombat Star Wars crossover I've ever seen. There's a lot of Mortal Kombat in my Star Wars fan film. And actually the trailer for it is on this channel. If you go all the way back in my videos, you'll see the Star Wars stuff that I did. Getting back to movies and stuff. Holy shit. So I've been watching a lot of documentaries on like filmmaking and stuff. And it's something that I normally would never in a million years want to watch, but like boredom will make you do weird things. There's a show on Disney Plus called Encore. And I'm a big fan of Kristen Bell. I think she's a great actress and she's really funny. And I happened to like see that there was this show that she had on Disney Plus, and I watched it. And it's basically I know she produces the show too. She basically found people who, while they were in high school, put on like a musical production for like their school's drama program or whatever. And it's like now years later, she gets all those people from that put on that production back when they were in high school to put on that production again, the same one. Like 20 years later, 15 years later. Some of them it's like 40 years later. And it's like a reality show. But the reason I watched every single episode on it was because it was kind of like watching like a what not to do and what to do for like stage productions, which could also translate to filmmaking. So I ended up watching it because I liked watching the behind the scenes like making of how you put a play together, how you put like a musical or a stage production together type of stuff. And it made me want to like, I'm sitting there going like, if only I was still doing like the filmmaking stuff. Because I haven't done anything for probably since 2013. And it's really made me like want to do something again. So I'm thinking about writing a script for like a film, like a feature-length film that I can actually just film with my phone instead of having to have all this crazy equipment, which I don't have access to anymore. So we'll see if that plays out, if that happens at all. We'll see. Finding actors that are willing to do that is another thing. I know Jeremiah would probably do it if I asked him, but we'll see. So there's that. Yeah, outside of that, anything you guys want to talk about? Ask questions? You want to learn how to fold a shirt? With my phone? No. We had to do stop motion animation when I was in junior high, I think. In my music class in junior high, we were forced to do like, we had to pick a song, and we had to do like a stop motion animated music video to go along with that song. And my friend Pat that I was teamed up with picked the Top Gun theme song, and we were doing like a stop motion airplane combat like video, and it was so hard to do that we only did like 30, not even 30 seconds, maybe 20 seconds worth of the video, and then we were like, no, we're done. You go, well, sir, yeah. I'll film a horror. It will definitely be some genre, something or other. It will not be a drama. It will definitely be some sort of weird sci-fi or some horror thing, because those are my genres right there. Yeah, there's not going to be like no videos of people crying and shit. No. Still trying to finish my Star Trek script, so that's a thing too. Retro games are particularly hunting for right now. Retro games? I've been trying to find some more Saturn games because I want to stream Saturn games once I get my my Streamlabs set up. I've also been trying to find some more Game Gear games because I loaned John Riggs my Game Gear adapter for my Retro Freak because I bought a copy of Surf Ninjas for the Game Gear, I want to say like 2 or 3 years ago, and I never, at the time I bought it, I didn't have the Game Gear adapter for my Retro Freak. I bought the games and a bunch of other Game Gear games in anticipation of getting that adapter when it was released. The thing was, when I did get the adapter, I never tested my copy of Surf Ninjas. So I want to say, like, back in January, I was like, I should start playing these Game Gear games that I bought. So I went and put in Surf Ninjas, and it didn't work. It boots up, but like the graphics are all broken up and pixely and glitchy and stuff. So I was just kind of like, there's something wrong with it. I tried cleaning it, didn't work. So I contacted John Riggs because he does those open cart surgery videos where he tries to get a non-working game to work again. And I contacted him. I'm like, hey, I have this Game Gear game that I paid a decent amount of money for. Would you be interested in like trying to fix it and you can make a video out of it or whatever? And he said, yeah, sure. But he also said, I don't have a Game Gear to play it on, so I can't tell you if it works or not if I clean it. And I said, well, I have this Game Gear adapter for my Retro Freak that actually works in a regular Genesis too as a power base converter. So you can put this in your Genesis and it'll still play. You don't need a Retro Freak to use it. And he was like, okay, fine. So I sent him my copy of the game and I sent him my Game Gear adapter. He couldn't get the game to work. There was something wrong with it. He even tried to like re-solder the chipset or something like that. And it didn't do anything. It didn't help. It's just something wrong with the game itself. Probably like rotten. Something that is rotted or cut or something like that. So I bought a new copy of it. And I just got it back from him. He was going to give it to me. He was going to give me the game and my Game Gear adapter back at the Midwest Gaming Classic when it was still on. He was like, yeah, I'll see you at the convention, and I'll give you your stuff back. And I was like, fine. But since it didn't happen, I was like, you mind mailing that stuff back to me? And he did. It took a little while because we were talking about him mailing it back to me like right at the start of like the pandemic thing really getting bad at the beginning of April. So I finally got it back, and I've been playing some of my games for the Game Gear, and I'm like, I forgot how fun this was, because back in the day I did have a Game Gear. And I watched a video, I think it was Oliver Harper's video, where he did like a retrospective review of Stargate, and he was talking about the video games, and I was like, oh yeah, I have the Genesis Stargate game. It's actually kind of funny to talk about, but then he started talking about the Game Gear and the Game Boy version of it. And the Game Gear and Game Boy version of the Stargate game is not a side-scrolling like run and gun like the one that came out for the Genesis and the Super Nintendo. It's a puzzle game, kind of like Tetris, but it's like a well. It's like you have a circle of tiles that are coming down past, like it comes from behind the screen, like in 3D, like down into this well. You have to like match up the symbols, like the hieroglyph symbols and all that. To get lines of them to disappear. And I was like, that looks really fun. I was like, I kind of want that Stargate game. Because I remember I was doing it was before I did the Movies That Would Make Great Video Games collaboration series. I was doing like good games based on movies collaboration series. I also did like bad games based on movies ones. I was doing a good one, and I asked Daria Plays if she wanted to be in it, and she said yes, she would. She ended up bailing on it eventually because she didn't have time. But her choice was going to be the Stargate Game Gear game because she said she loved it so much. And I assumed automatically that it was just a port of the Genesis game, not realizing that it was like this puzzle game. So, yeah, kind of like Tetrisphere a little bit, yeah. Watch like some video on it. It's interesting. And when I saw Oliver Harper talking about how it's a puzzle game, I was like, it just piqued my interest. I was like, I kind of want to play that now. So, like, the next retro game I look for is probably going to be a copy of Stargate for the Game Gear or the Game Boy. It's the same thing. I still need to get rid of my copy of Stargate on the Genesis and get the Super Nintendo version because it is a superior version. But I honestly have not been looking for any games to buy at all lately. I bought a few movies. I'm still on the 3D train. I might make another video about 3D movies to watch on the PlayStation VR for this upcoming Christmas. I recently bought, and I had to get, well, here's the thing. 3D Blu-rays aren't like an American thing anymore. Like, you never see 3D Blu-rays being released from the in America at all. The last one that was released was Battle Angel Alita, and that's probably just because James Cameron. Like, you can find that at Target or Walmart. They have like the 4K version with a 3D Blu-ray version in it. But like no other movie has come out in, like, movies are still being released in 3D in theaters, or at least they were before all this crap happened. But they never get released on home video in America in 3D anymore. They do overseas. So in Korea, I think every single movie that comes out in 3D gets a 3D Blu-ray release over there. So that's where I have to get them from. The only thing was, at the beginning of March, I ordered 3 of them. I didn't get them until like 2 weeks ago. It took them that long to get shipped over here from Korea because of all this crap that's going on. You played the game of Stargate? Which version? The Genesis or the Super Nintendo one? Before seeing the movie? Why was there never an SG-1 game? So I had ordered Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I had ordered Shazam. And I had ordered Spider-Man Far From Home. And Blade Runner 2049. And each one that I bought also has a 4K copy of the movie in there too, just in case I don't want to watch it in 3D. And the Blade Runner was an American seller, so I got that like 3 days after I ordered it. And it's like the Steelbook version too, which is great. And the Shazam, the Godzilla, and the Spider-Man all took like 3 months to get here. Which was crazy. I watched Godzilla in 3D. I never saw it in 3D in the theaters. I watched it in the PSVR like the day it showed up, because I hadn't actually seen it since I saw it in the theater, and I was like, it's like my eyeballs are just like going crazy. That movie is so psychotic, but it's awesome. Yeah, I love Godzilla King of the Monsters. That was amazing. I can't wait for King Kong versus Godzilla to come out. That's going to be great. I also watched Kong Skull Island in 3D not too long ago. That was actually pretty cool in 3D. I never saw that in 3D in the theater. I never saw Shazam in 3D in the theater. I never saw Spider-Man Far From Home in 3D either, but I'd rather have a 3D version as an option to watch it at home for whenever. It also gives me something to talk about on the channel. I don't remember. Oh, the Stargate. Oh, you played it on the Genesis? Yeah, that's the version I think I still have it. No, I must have gotten rid of it at some point. It's not here anymore. Oh my god! I think I gave it to Jason from Corpse Flood Gaming because I wanted to get the Super Nintendo version. Yep, I think that's what happened. I knew I had it for the Genesis. I got it at the exchange down the street not too long ago. Or actually, no, it was probably 5 years ago. It's a cheap-ass game. It's not like I gave him like an expensive game. But then he does give me expensive games for no reason at all. He gave me a copy of Xenogears on the PlayStation just because. That's an expensive PlayStation 1 game. He just gave it to me because he's a cool guy. Trying to say, okay, so let's say this. If I start streaming next month, I have the ability to stream. Okay, out of the stuff that I have in this room, I have the ability to stream Game Gear, Master System, Genesis, PlayStation 1, Sega CD, NES, Super Nintendo, N64, 3DO, Atari, Saturn. I can't do my Dreamcast because for some reason it does not want to output to my TV. Switch, Wii U, Wii. Can't do Lynx. Can't do Gamecom. Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color. Can't do DS or 3DS. PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One. Yeah. Which consoles would you guys want me to stream if I don't have a game to play for the roulette? That's a thing. And what games would you like to see me play? I know one game I would love to play on stream. Charlie, if you're still here, I know you'll probably be like, oh, that one. I would love to stream Philosoma. It's a shmup. It's like one of the first shmups that came out for the PlayStation 1. And it's really... Which console? All of them. It's actually really cool the way it's designed. It's a side-scrolling shmup. Like, horizontally. It's also a vertically scrolling shmup. It's also a 3D shmup where you go towards the screen, you go into the screen. Vaguely remember that one? It was like it starts off as a horizontally scrolling shmup, and then you beat the boss, and then it turns into seamlessly turns into a cinema where the ship that you're playing as, when you beat the boss, your ship will settle into this one position, and the cinema will take over, and it'll pick up from right where your ship was, and it'll shift the point of view you're playing from. And it'll go into a vertically scrolling shmup. And then you'll play the level, you'll beat the boss, and then your character will move into this predetermined position. And then a cinema will start from that position and turn it into, you're flying into the screen like in Star Fox, and you'll play that. And then all of a sudden you're flying toward the screen and things are coming up from behind your ship. And it's really, really cool the way it's done. And I remember I was really super impressed with this when it first came out. I remember playing this when you were still living in that trailer, Charlie, all the time at your place. And, I think it still holds up. It's got a really bizarre, creepy storyline that's kind of like machines are becoming alive. They got corrupted somehow, and they're turning into, organic life forms and stuff, and it's really gross. But it was a fantastic game, and I've been wanting to play it again, and I felt like I should stream it. So that was one of the ideas that I had. Another idea that I had was Mortal Monday, and stream Mortal Kombat games on Mondays. Don't know if that should be a thing. I vote 3DO. No one really doesn't deserve it. I love the 3DO. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I've got my phone right here. I can tell you exactly how many 3DO games I have. Let's see. 3DO. I have 57 3DO games. That's a lot. Mortal Monday's cool. Yeah, I was thinking starting at the beginning and playing the original Mortal Kombat and then going in order. I'd even play the shitty ones. I'd play. Oh God, I do not want to play. What's it called? I don't really have a problem with Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero. I have a problem with the Jax one. Where is it? Where you at? There you are. Mortal Kombat Special Forces. This game is garbage, man. It's garbage. 3DO games in the US, I don't know, less than 200. Out of all the 3DO games I have, I only have, I think, 3 or 4 that are not in the box. Where you at? Where did I put you? Oh, there you are. Yeah, out of all the 3DO games I have, I've been trying to get them in the boxes, or at least find the boxes for them so I don't have to purchase the games all over again. But out of all the ones I have that aren't boxed, I have Wicked 18, which is Golfing Through Hell. Primal Rage, which is probably the best version of Primal Rage you're ever going to play. D, which is an amazing game. Charlie can probably remember this one too because we played this at his house all the way through. We stayed up all night playing it. Shanghai Triple Threat, which is Mahjong, and the original Alone in the Dark. Those are the only ones I still have, just jewel case only. But yeah, there was less than 300, and there's a couple of porn games that were released from Vivid Video, I think. There's Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. It's not really a porn game, but it's softcore porn-like. Yeah, Star Control 2, dude, is my favorite game on the 3DO. I played through that, I don't know how many times. It took a long time to get to the point where I knew what I had to do to beat it. But once I did, man, I would try to beat it faster and faster each time. It's Mahjong. It's really Mahjong. It's horrible. It's like a real clunky Mahjong game. Triple Threat. Yeah. D was the first Resident Evil. Yeah, it's D is like Myst. It's like if Myst were a real straight up horror game. And the twist at the end of D, I still think is fantastic. Once you find out what's really been going on story wise in the game, it's kind of awesome. I remember we were kind of what? Plays like Gin Rummy. Oh yeah, this is tile matching then. Yeah. It's not legit. It's not, yeah, like playing dominoes. But yeah, like I have a lot of really good 3DO games. Like, which ones would I be willing to stream? Creature Shock is really cool. It's like the precursor to BioShock. Demolition Man is really good. If you ever played Demolition Man on a 3DO, that's how you do a licensed game. You get Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes to come in and play their characters from the movie in the game. And you get to play as Sylvester Stallone. Like, he did his own, like, game. Like, they filmed him for the game. CDI, hells to no. That's one console I will never buy. Yeah. The port of Flashback for the 3DO is great. Hell, the cyberpunk thriller, Hell is great. That's like a point-and-click adventure game that's pretty cool. Microcosm. Out of This World. PO'd. Prime Rate. Quarantine. Fitting name. Wink. Quarantine is where you're like a taxi driver in the future during like a zombie apocalypse, and you're running over zombies in your car, like to the point where your windshield will be covered in blood and you have to turn on the windshield wipers to clear it so you can see what you're doing. It's really fun. Return Fire is probably one of my favorite games on the 3DO. The version of Road Rash for the 3DO is great. Wing Commander 3. Holy shit, Wing Commander 3 is amazing on the 3DO. Starfighter. Star Control 2, yes. The Super Wing Commander that's on the 3DO is great. Syndicate on the 3DO is fantastic. I will not be streaming Way of the Warrior. Was the car fighting game with the satanic ice cream truck for 3DO? Oh, you mean Twisted Metal? No, that was PlayStation. And I'm hoping they will make a new version of Twisted Metal for the PlayStation 4, or at least at this point it'll be the 5. We got one for the PS3, which is really, really good. It's just I would like a modern version of it, which would be fantastic. Because, oh god, the original Twisted Metal, which is right here in my face. Yeah, the original Twisted Metal. I played this game so much when it first came out. I knew like all the glitches. I knew like all the areas where like the graphics would clip and I could not get hit by a bad guy. So like when you're fighting I think his name is Darkseid, the villain of the game, the guy in that big semi-truck, there was like a path that you could go into a building and jump out the side of the building to a rooftop of an adjacent building. And if I were to stay in the entranceway or the exit of that chute that would shoot me over to the next building, if I would stay there in that exit chute and back up just slightly, I could shoot Darkseid because he would be on that opposite rooftop, and I can shoot him with my rockets and everything, and he could not hit me in return. And that's like this little exploit that I found that would do it. I used to have Twisted Metal 2 back in the day. I love Twisted Metal 1 and 2. 3 and 4, not so much. Small Brawl, not so much. Head On for the PSP is really good. I can actually stream the PSP since that has that plug for the 5 cables. What is that, component? So I could do that. But Twisted Metal for the PSP was really good. And also they released that for the PS2. Twisted Metal Black on the PS2. Holy shit, Twisted Metal Black is amazing. And Twisted Metal Reboot on the PS3 was really good too. Yeah, Black is the best one. Hey, what's up, Rocket Sauce? What up, bruh? How's it going, bruh? Yeah, I would love to stream. Like, I would love to just go back and re-stream, like, all these old games that I haven't played in forever. You know what another good one would be? Warhawk. This is, like, Twisted Metal in the air. If I wasn't playing... Like, when the PS1 first came out, if I wasn't playing Twisted Metal, I was playing Warhawk. And I had, like, the first few levels, like, down to, like, the second. Like, I could do each level, like, flawlessly. That's how much I played it. It was kind of crazy. I haven't played this game in years, though, so I'd probably absolutely suck at it. But this was, like, one of my favorite games. Even, like, at the end of the PlayStation 1's lifespan, when, like, way more advanced games had come out, I was probably still playing Warhawk. I liked it that much. Or Charlie. There's always... I remember watching Charlie and one of his exes play this for like hours, sitting on their couch watching them play this. Oh yeah, that was I absolutely love XCOM. The original XCOM is way different from new XCOM, but I like them both. I would definitely stream some XCOM. Twisted Metal Black was so censored in Australia? How is it censored in Australia? Yeah, those big ass cases. That's one of the collecting goals that I have. Is if the game originally came out in one of the tall boxes like that, or the long boxes, I want it in the long box. Yeah, they're awkward and they take up a lot of space, but I don't care. That's how I had them back in the day. That's how I want them now. What other ones in the long boxes? I'd love to stream Alien Trilogy. Since I'm a first-person shooter fan, I'd love to play the Alien Trilogy. Doom, the version of Doom for the PS1 is fantastic. Philosoma. Twisted Metal. Viewpoint. Warhawk. Wipeout. XCOM. If you had the mouse, it did suck with the controller. I need to find... There's something to look for right now. Look for the PlayStation 1 mouse. That's something I should probably do so I can stream XCOM. Absolutely no cutscenes, no story at all. Which are you talking about? Oh, Twisted Metal Black. You had no cutscenes and no story for Twisted Metal Black. Was it because it was like violent and kind of like horror themed or something like that? Because that was what made it worth playing, was finding out what the characters' deals were. God, that sucks. You probably couldn't import it either from us. That sucks. Wow. I mean, the gameplay is great. The gameplay alone would be worth buying it. But I mean, like, finding out what the story behind each character that's dumb that they would take that out. That's like removing the purpose of the game. It's like a Nintendo game, like playing the original Mario Brothers, where there was no story. Jesus. Remove the point. I'd also really love to stream... Charlie, this is another one that you'd probably be like, woo! But Bust a Groove. This was like the party game when this first came out. This is the party game that would bring everybody over to my house. I remember we would play this for like hours and hours and hours because the music was so catchy and the gameplay was just so simple. You could just pick up and play it. But yeah, rhythm game, great music. At least the first one had great music. The second one, not so much. The gameplay is exactly the same in the second one, but the music is terrible. But yeah, this one was fantastic. Everybody loved playing this at my place. I remember Holly and Brian, Charlie and Sarah. Who else? Gary, my friend Gary that I knew from grade school. Even he would play this. He actually imported the second one over. He had his PlayStation 1 modded, and he was like buying bootleg PlayStation 1 games, and he got a bootleg of the second game and invited me over to try it out, and I was just like, what is this? These songs are terrible. I'm trying to think. Another good one to stream would probably, like, I don't hear people talking about it anymore, it's Colony Wars. I'd love to stream Colony Wars. It's like Wing Commander, and I love Wing Commander style games, as you guys know. I talk about it all. Besides the Halo rockets. Oh, shit! Oh, if only the play... Well, you know what? Charlie, if you still have your Xbox 360... I don't know, Justin, do you still have your Xbox 360? If you're still here? If you guys have the Halo Anniversary Edition for the Xbox 360, we could probably still play a local multiplayer match over the internet. It's dead? Shit! I don't think you need to... Oh. Do you need to... Does it... Oh, man. Otherwise, we'd have to like play it on Xbox One and do like the Master Chief Collection and play it that way. Which I think you can cross-play if you have it for the computer. There's a thing. Because we used to do this thing in Halo 2 where we would turn off every weapon except the rockets, and we'd pick the smallest arena that we could play in. And the only thing you could do was shoot rockets at each other. It was so much fun. Oh my god, it was just people flying everywhere all the time. What's up, Wired Up Retro? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Oh, that was so much fun playing Halo like that, or Halo 2 like that. Oh my god. Last one you bought was ODST. Yeah, there was a remastered version of the original Halo that they released for the the Xbox 360. And while you were playing it, you could switch between the original graphics or the remastered graphics, like with just the press of a button, and it would just seamlessly like fade into each other. It was pretty cool. I played through the original Halo again on that collection. Now they have another one on the Xbox One, which has Halo 1, 2, 3, and ODST, I think, on it, that are remastered. I don't actually own the Halo Master Chief Collection for the Xbox. I didn't see the point since I own all the games already. I don't need to keep rebuying the same games all over again. My oldest game system's my Atari. Oh, they did add Reach and Halo 4? Jesus, everything's in there. Okay, maybe I should buy it. We have to find a way to start to stream like a multiplayer game of Halo, because we used to have these big, huge Halo nights at my place when I was still living with my parents, where we had, like, at one point we had 8 people playing at the same time. We had 4 people playing on an Xbox in my bedroom and 4 people playing on an Xbox in the living room, and we had the 2 connected, so it was an 8-player multiplayer game, and those were so much fun. So much shit talking. Oh my god. I remember Justin's wife Elizabeth, who at the time, I don't think she was very confident playing Halo. She didn't think that she was very good at it. She was good at it. I don't think she thought she was very good. But one of our mutual friends, Rob, was like picking on her in the game with a shotgun. Like, he would, at first he was being what I used to call a campy bitch. He would like hide with a sniper rifle somewhere and like pick you off, and you would never see where the hell he was. And you just hear him like if he was playing downstairs and I was in my room, you would hear him downstairs going, like every time he would kill somebody. And yeah, Elizabeth versus Rob. So like, I remember Rob knew where the spawn points were if you were to die. He would run over, he would kill Elizabeth, he'd shoot her in the back with a shotgun, run over to a spawn point, she'd pop back up and he'd shoot her again. And I had, at that point in time, never heard Elizabeth curse. And she had gotten so pissed off at Rob for doing that crap that he shot her in the back, like I want to say for like the 3rd or the 4th time in a row, and she was like, "Fucking Rob!" And I would like, hey, what? Watch it. She's like, "I can swear if I want to. I'm an adult," or something like that. And I was just like, oh, okay, shit's getting real. Oh god, that was so much fun. Tetris and Resident Evil 2 protest noises. You're damn right, Cabot. Those were so much fun. We had like eight people playing Halo at the same time. That was so great. I remember playing with Curtis, the guy that loaned me his camera to make my fan films. And like, he was like, "I haven't played Halo in years." And like, the first match we played, he was like whining the whole time, going like, "I'm going to totally suck at this. I'm going to totally suck at this. I haven't played this in years." And he played with us during one of these multiplayer matches, because when we were making the 3rd fan film, there was like a huge Jedi versus Sith battle that required multiple people. And one day after a practice, I was like, "Hey, why don't we all play Halo together?" And Curtis was one of those people. And like, he lived, he wasn't the lowest person on the list, like the person who was killed the most. He was like mid-tier. And it was just like, I exceeded my expectations. I remember we all cracked up at that too. You immediately went to Team Elizabeth. That was, oh my god, that was so great. I wish we could have stuff like that happen again. I mean, technically we can. We just have to get everybody over to one person's house with an extra TV and an extra Xbox, and we can still link all these things together locally in like one person's house. So I mean, like, I remember we were trying to do that during one of my birthday parties. We were trying to get all of my friends to come over to play like this big multiplayer Halo thing. It just didn't work out for some reason. I don't remember exactly what it was. I don't know if it wasn't like we didn't have the cable to connect them or what. I remember Justin brought it. Didn't you bring a TV? You brought a TV, and I remember you brought your Xbox and a couple of controllers. But for some reason, just never seemed to happen. We just never did it, which I remember made me sad. But we should definitely, once all this pandemic crap is over, we definitely need to try that again. Get Charlie, get Rob, try to get Marin, maybe get Nick and Lorelai to come over, Justin and Elizabeth, get everyone to come over and try to do another big-ass multiplayer match. That would just be the shit. Playing Halo 2 multiplayer. I'm getting excited. My nipples are getting hard just thinking about it. I think instead we tried to play that EverQuest game when we were trying to do the Xbox thing. We tried to play Champions of Norath, but my 4-player adapter didn't work. It wasn't compatible with the slim PlayStation 2 model that I had. And instead, I think we played Dungeons and Dragons Heroes on the Xbox, because that's another big multiplayer game. Oh god, that'd be so much fun. Marin's kids. Oh god, if we had 3 Xboxes. How could we do 3 Xboxes? I don't know how that would even work. Since there's only one like Ethernet plug on the back of the Xbox. I don't know how you would string 3 of them together. Time Splitters 2, I remember, was the other. Yeah, if it wasn't Halo 2 we were playing Time Splitters Future Perfect. And that was the one where Elizabeth would always get revenge on Rob because Rob had never played it before, and I remember he was really mad that we were forcing him to play this game that he was not good at, that he had never played before. And Elizabeth was like, guess what? I've played this a lot. And she friggin' annihilated Rob in that game repeatedly. And I remember just laughing a lot. And then there was also that whole thing. Here's something that pisses me off. I wish I still had my original Xbox. I ended up selling it to a woman I worked with because Time Splitters Future... Was it? Future Perfect? What's the third Time Splitter? I can't remember what the name of the third Time Splitter is called. It had a level editor. You can make your own levels and then put them online for people to download so they can play them too. And I had downloaded like a shitload of levels for Time Splitters 3. And Elizabeth had even made a few, and I downloaded those as well. And she made one where every wall in the place was made of glass. So no matter where you shot, you were hitting a pane of glass and it would explode. And it was just glass flying all over the place. Future Perfect, that's it. I even downloaded one that was like based on Mario Kart. That I remember being pretty crazy. But there were some really cool ones that people had ended up making and putting online for everyone to download. And if I still had my original Xbox, those would still be on the hard drive. But the servers are down, have been down for, almost 2 decades. So, yeah, I can't download those anymore. But there's still the opportunity to make them and store them on your own hard drive. So there's always that. I can always start putting some levels together now that I actually have a copy of Time Splitters 3 on my Xbox because I got rid of my PlayStation 2 version. How do you hook up multiple I can understand 2 because you just put the cable... Do you need like a splitter, like an Ethernet splitter to do that? I might have to invest in some of that to make this happen because that just sounds fantastic. I need to make... Yes, we need... That will be the first thing we all do together once all this pandemic bullshit's over. Mark my words. We doing it. We're going to make it happen. Probably not going to do it at my apartment because there's not enough space. We'll probably end up having to do it at somebody's house. But holy crap. I can bring my little TV that I got in my bedroom over. Oh shit. That would be great. Okay. I now have something to look forward to once all this crap is over. Ugh. I miss hanging out with people that I don't work with. Don't get me wrong, I love Rob, but I'm sick of seeing his face every damn day. Take him some PTO for all the logistics. Yeah. Oh, God. I miss going to the movies. I miss hanging out with people. I miss going shopping, like, for something other than groceries. I miss just browsing stores. I mean, ugh. This needs to end. It needs to... We still need to do what we're doing. Otherwise, it's going to be a catastrophe. But I wish that we didn't have to. That's the thing. But yeah, playing Halo multiplayer, oh god, that would be so fantastic. And still like the old version of the game too, like the original Halo 2. And I have that, well, here was the other thing. With Halo 2, you had downloadable multiplayer maps that you could download through Xbox Live. But for the people who didn't have Xbox Live, there was that multiplayer map pack physical version that they released, which I do own, so that's even more levels for us to play through if we do a multiplayer game. It's going to have it. And you know what? It would be awesome if we streamed it. Oh, how do you stream 3 Xboxes worth of content? 3 people's channels? Can you like... Well, I was watching... Okay, so on Twitch, one of the streamers that I watch or am subscribed to is this guy named Woo Chunk. And he played... Yesterday he was actually playing Halo on the Xbox One with somebody that was playing it on the PC. They were doing like the cross-play thing. And there was like this option where you could watch them because they weren't doing, because they're playing over the internet, they weren't playing locally. There was this option that he put in the chat where you could click on it and it would put both streams side by side. You would see what Woo Chunk was streaming and you would see what the guy he was playing with was seeing, which was interesting. We could probably do something like that. I can't remember what the tag was called, though. I'll have to talk to Woo Chunk and see what it is. I need 3 capture cards, but you could probably have it from 1 feed. Whatever. Maybe not stream it, but just playing it alone would just make it worth it. Oh, God. I'm excited now. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Oh, I forgot that I can also stream GameCube because I got that HDMI mod thing for it. But yeah, something to look forward to. Great. I'm happy now. All right, I'm thinking I'm going to cut the stream here. We've been talking for almost 2 straight hours. I am getting kind of hoarse. Kind of want to play some games now. Kind of want to do some stuff. So yeah, everybody, thank you so much for coming. I mean, I didn't think this was actually going to be a thing. The last time I did one of these, like just random, let's just sit around and bullshit streams, which was like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, I put like the reminder thing for it up like a week in advance, and a lot of people showed up for that. I put this up yesterday. This was an idea I had last night. And I even texted Jason from Corpse Flood Gaming. I was just like, these are the kind of things that happen when you're bored out of your mind. And I was like, I just decided to come up and do like the stream, and I'm surprised all these people showed up. It was cool. I'm glad that you guys showed up. Maybe I should do this more often. Like I said, I'm not doing a whole lot of edited content, so this could be taking the place of that. That's why I do the collection live streams. That's why I'm going to go into the movie collection live streams now too, because I want to keep it going, because I have a lot of fun doing them. Even though when I hit about the 1 hour mark, because I do that on a work day. I do that, after I've been at work all day and I'm freaking exhausted. So I have maybe like an hour's worth of energy to sit there and talk, and then you can visibly see it on my face. When I hit like the 1 hour mark, I just start going like, yeah, this game, it's fun, but I haven't played it yet. That kind of thing. That's how. Down for a movie chat? Like I said, when it comes to a movie collection live stream, I have watched every single movie that I own, so I can talk about each one of them. I will definitely have to do multiple streams, because if I start getting going on certain movies, I will talk for an hour, because I will have stories. Oh man, I'm actually looking forward to that now too, because now when it comes to the video game collection live streams, I have maybe, I don't think I want to do, well, the last console I have to cover is the Switch. But I have so many Switch games, I don't think I could cover them all in one stream and not go completely hoarse. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to split that up into 2. And then once that's over, I can go immediately into the movie ones. And the movie ones I'm really looking forward to doing, because like I said, that's my thing. I'm more of a movie fan than a video game fan, but my apartment says otherwise. But that's because I want to be a filmmaker. That's my thing. So we'll see how that works out. I'm looking forward to that though. So yeah, thank you every single person for showing up tonight. It's been great chit-chatting. I'll probably do another one of these maybe in a month or 2. See how that works out. Maybe once the restrictions lighten up a little bit and there's more things you can actually do out and about instead of just sitting at home all day long eating your weight in frickin' chicken wings and corn dogs. Yeah, I'll probably have more to talk about. But I was surprised that I had that much to talk about, that I could sit here for almost 2 straight hours talking. So that's good. So once again, thank you everybody for coming. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the support that everyone's given me over the years. So yeah, the channel's going to keep on going, man. It's going to keep on going until I absolutely can't do it anymore. So there's that. I don't care how many subs I have. It's still going to keep happening. So thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Stay safe out there. I want to eat my weight in chicken wings. Trust me, you do not want to. I've tried. No, I haven't. I'm not crazy. So yeah, have a great night. Have a great holiday tomorrow for those that are celebrating it. And stay safe. Don't lick toilet bowls. Don't go licking people's eye holes for their doors on their apartment. Stuff like that. So yeah. Have a great night. Stay safe. Bye.